Hey guys, welcome to another how-to video with Matt Waters. Today I'm going to show you how to make this simple carpenter bee trap to help stop those pesky carpenter bees. But first, you're going to need a couple of things. Alright, so the first things that you're going to need to get yourself is, of course, you're going to need to get yourself a piece of 2x4 or 2x6 lumber. We're making this one out of 2x6 scrap wood that I had lying around. Then you're going to need to get yourself a circle saw. You may or may not need some clamps, so we're just going to have some on hand just in case. Then most important, you need to get yourself a tape measure. Then you need to get yourself a pen, marker, pencil, it doesn't really matter. And then you need to get yourself a speed square, right? Then, after you get all of that, you need to get yourself an impact driver that's capable of using drill bits and drilling screws and holes. And then you're going to need to get yourself some screws, of course. But then you need to get yourself a 3/4 inch spade bit, alright? And this what this is a 3/4 spade bit. Then you need to go and get yourselves at least 11/16 drill bit size. So this is a larger drill bit, guys. So we're going to use these to drill our angle holes into the sides so that the bee will have an entrance to go into, right? So the first thing that we're going to do is take our tape measure, right? And I want you to go ahead and mark out 4. And as you can see, I've already done it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 at 5 inches each. Put your mark right there and then go ahead and cut those out. Alright guys, so once you've cut out those 4 pieces, then I need you to take another tape measure and measure out 8.5 inches. And then you're going to cut that out just like that on that line, and you're going to label this bottom. This will be the bottom of the hut. And for our final cut, we're going to measure out ourselves 10.25, and we're going to mark that and go ahead and cut that out, guys. And then you'll have all the pieces that we need to get started. So right here on your top piece that we just cut out, I want you to just take your tape measure, come down right here, and you just want to mark one time 1 inch on the left side right here. So let's go ahead and do that now. Lay my tape out, get it at 1 inch. And then I just want to take my speed square and go ahead and mark that. Alright, so that's going to mark the 1 inch mark for when we put it and line it up with the ends right here. So once you line it up on the bottom end down here, it's automatically going to be right at 1 inch on this side also. What you want to do is take your bottom piece that you cut out already, right? And you want to take 2 of your 5-inch pieces that we cut out. You want to stick one to the side just like this on this corner, and you want to stick the other one just like this on that corner. Now is your chance to do how you want to do it. I'm not going to dictate how you do it, but now is the time to either put nails or screws in it and use your clamps and stuff, or you can just turn it over and eyeball it and just go ahead and shoot you some screws in there. So once you get those 2 joined to this board with your nails and screws, then you want to take your other 2 5-inch pieces, and that's when you want to go ahead and get them inside right here just like that. And you want to get that piece in there just like that. Alright, and then you want to go ahead and get these 2 pieces joined from the bottom. Right guys, you ain't got to worry about the top yet, because the top, we'll just squeeze these together and shoot some screws in the sides just like this right here. And then when it comes down to the end, like I said, we marked our mark right here, so we'll just flip that over and we'll line it up, that mark right here with the edge of that line right here, just like that. And that'll give us a perfect 1 inch, right? So let's go ahead and join all this together, guys, and then we'll get to drilling our holes. Alright guys, so if you've been following along correctly, you should have everything screwed or nailed together, and this is what you should have. You should have your bottom piece, your middle sides on the sides right here, your other side middle, and your top piece. And like I said, you draw 1 inch back from this end, 1 inch back from that end, pop you a line, line it up, and that's going to give you exactly 1 inch hanging off each side for like a little rain runoff lip. Alright, so now that you've got everything, and this is the steps we're at now, I want you to just flip it over, upside down, just like that, right? So now what we're going to do is we are going to take our tape and our pen, and we're going to find the center, right? So the center of this is going to be, we got 8.25, so that's going to be 4 1/8. So I just want to come down here and mark 4 1/8. Alright, and then this way we got 2 3/4, so I just want to come down here and mark 2 3/4. Alright, so that right there will be our center mark. So now what I want you to do is go ahead and take your 3/4 bit, right, and your drill, impact, whatever, and just go ahead and drill that hole straight down. Alright guys, so you can see that we got our hole drilled through now. So now I want you to take your little jar right here and take your little lid off. And there's a perfect center mark already right there. So what you want to go ahead and do is just take your lid, take your drill bit, and just stick it over your little hole right here. And go ahead and get that in the center. And you just want to slowly and carefully eat that plastic out just like this. Alright, just be careful not to hurt yourself out there. Alright, so now we got our hole right here. Now we can get our bottom piece lined up right there. But before we mount this right here, what I want to do next is I want to go ahead and flip it over to the top. Alright, then we're going to measure out and find our center, which is 10. So we're going to mark ourselves 5. Go ahead and mark our 5 right there, and of course right here is going to be 2 3/4. So there's our center on the top. So now what I want to do with the center on the top is take my little eye hook, all right, and go ahead and get that in place. And we're going to go ahead and get this screwed into, and you can go ahead and take you a drill bit if you need to, make you a small pilot hole to help you get it started, and kind of hammer it down in there a little bit. But once you get it started, it'll take, and we'll go ahead and get that screwed on first. Then we'll get our cap on the bottom mounted. And once you get it kind of started right here, a little trick I like to do is just take my drill bit right here and just stick it through just like that. And just turn it. Crank it down in there real good. Alright, so now the eye hook is in. So now we can go ahead and turn it upside down. And then get our cap ready. Alright guys, so for mounting the lid to the wood right here of the bead trap, I've seen it done many ways, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. I've seen them where it's like hot glued, I've seen it super glued, I've seen it nailed, I've seen it stapled. But for what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 2 screws and 2 small washers and just throw one right here and throw one right there, and that's going to be good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so now those are screwed in place. So now we can screw our bottom on right here. Alright. So this is what we've got going on so far. We've got our bottom on right here. We've got our eye hook in the top. Everything's built. Now it's just time to drill some angled holes for the carpenter bees to go up inside of. Alright, so now we've got our other drill bit right here. This is our 11/16. So what we're going to do is we are going to put a couple of holes, but you don't want to go crazy, guys. You don't want to make your piece look like Swiss cheese. All you're going to want to do is put maybe a hole right in here, a hole right in here, and maybe one down towards the bottom. And then you just want to put maybe just 1 or 2 on the sides and repeat for the opposite side. And that's all the holes you're going to want. But remember to put them in at an upward angle, right? So what I'm going to do, so say if this is flat, so if you use the drill straight down, that would go straight down, right? So what I'm going to do is get right here. I'm going to drill down a little bit first, down, and then I'm going to cock it at an angle like this, and then I'm just going to drill it all the way through. Alright, so see how that right there is an angle hole right there? So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to put one about right here. Go down a little bit first, straight down, and then cock it back like this. Alright, I'm going to put another one right here. Alright, so that side is good, guys. You don't want too many holes in there. It's not going to attract them to it. Alright, so now we're on the sides. Do the same thing. We'll throw one towards the top right here. Straight down a little bit first, then angle. And we'll put another one down here. Same thing. Alright, so that is all the holes now. So now everything is ready to go, guys. This trap is ready. We can go ahead and hang it up somewhere. Alright guys, so here it is completed and hanging up now and ready to trap those harmful carpenter bees. Alright, and spin it around so you guys can see everything. And like I said, when your bees come in, they'll just go inside these little holes right here, and then they won't be able to get out if they come all the way down to the bottom. They usually get trapped down here. And a little tip is, I heard that if you do get one in there, eventually you'll start getting them in there, but leave the first couple of ones in there. It'll actually help attract more to your trap right here, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, guys, have a great weekend. Peace.